Anthony, in your time so far with the New Saints, would it be true to say that the game tomorrow evening is the biggest one so far, or is the next one always the biggest?
Yeah, it's a good question, Revs, to start with. I think that this is one of the reasons why you join this great club. I think for these games in Europe, travelling away, the test of coming to play a team from a different league, and the tactical challenge of the two legs, being at home and away, and being away first, it is a big challenge. So yeah, I'd say there's no doubt it is a big game. We can't dress that up any other way, but they're the big games that you want to coach in, and as a player you want to play in. So yeah, very much looking forward to it.
And since the draw was made, you've obviously done your homework and research on Glentoran. Is there a Welsh club in particular that their style and approach is similar to? And if so, has that helped you in terms of preparation for the game?
Yeah, a little bit. They've probably got some characteristics, you could say, or some tendencies of a couple of other clubs that we've played against. But then also there's a little bit of variation as well. They're very quick in the forward line, got three really good forwards, combinations of forwards. Most of the time 4-3-3 and a really strong holding midfielder, like the striker McDade, who can play off the left or play up top, and the Donnelly brothers are good too. They've got a little bit of Football League experience in there as well. So there's a bit of a mixture of them, and also probably similar to a Welsh club, I'd say there's a little bit of Bala in them as well. There's some good traits that possibly Connors Key have also, and yeah, probably those two clubs are the most similar what they're like, although differences from those two as well. So yeah, we always make sure we plan and prepare as well as we can, and we've watched a lot of them and looked at their areas that we feel we can exploit, but then also the good strengths that they've got in their team, and making sure we kept them quiet.
And in the context of doing your homework on our opponents, you've obviously identified strengths and weaknesses. How are you going to take that in terms of balance, as you will be aware of their strengths but also look to exploit the weaknesses?
Yeah, I think the word you said there, balance, is good, because it is about getting a balance. We've had a good pre-season, 5 weeks training now, where we've done a lot of work on our own style, our own philosophy, and how we're going to play too, in a certain way that'll carry on during the season and be tactically adapted for different games. So without giving too much away, I think that's really important that we maintain that and make sure that we get that bit right first, and then adapting and being flexible to the opposition. I think the two games could be very different. I think being home second game or back at our pitch is an advantage, and I think that'll be a different game than what it'll be tomorrow. So yeah, balance is the key, doing enough homework and prep on them, making sure the players are aware, but really making sure that we're in a good state of mind and concentrating on what we're good at, because I feel like if we can deliver what we're good at, then that gives us a chance to go through over the two legs.
Last season in European competition, due to the COVID-19 situation, there was just that one game. Yeah. We're now back to two. Does that affect your selection and approach, in the sense that the New Saints is away for the first game?
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll still be positive going into this game. We want to try and come here and win the game. There's no doubt about that. And then that can hopefully set us up for the second leg. But yeah, it does take in the selection of the team when you are thinking about that, especially when you're away from home against what is a really good Glentoran side. So yeah, that has come into our thinking, and the team may change for the next leg, do you know what I mean, depending on what the performance is like tonight and what the scores are, etc. But yeah, I think you need to take that into consideration, especially over the two legs.
And as we all know, the away goals rule has changed from this season. What are your personal thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, really. I wasn't sure that it was going to come in this season, first of all, but it seems to have come in. And yeah, I think over the two legs, I think that obviously depending on who wins the game and how many you score, I think it will be different, because I always myself naturally think of like European ties in Europa League and Champions League of being home and away goals. So yeah, it will be a little bit different slightly. I'm not sure if it's an advantage to anyone in particular, like in terms of us or the opposition. So yeah, we'll play it as we see it and hope to get through over the two legs.
And finally, you will know your starting 11 now, of course. There have been some good individual performances from players in the pre-season campaign. How difficult was it to go for that starting 11?
Yeah, in certain positions it has been really difficult. I think definitely in the forward line it's been difficult to select those players. A lot of players are on form at the moment. A lot of players tactically we have to take into consideration for the game as well. And a couple of other positions in the team have been difficult to pick, and that's what you want. You want competition for places, players to be fighting for those places and knowing that they have to perform at their best to make sure they get in the team and stay in the team. But one thing I would say is we're going to need all the players, right from the starters to the ones who, we don't just call them substitutes, they're impact players, they're finishers in the game, and that's really important. We'll need everyone throughout this European, hopefully, run and the next 2 games, and also carrying on into the season as well.